You can sense the intensity as they await the arrival of the Tennessee team here at Cleveland Stadium. The #1 undefeated Volunteers prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
What is going on, YouTubes? This is Christmas Eve for Old Catfish, and we've got a special show in store for you guys. If I could get some ones, please get me some ones. I've been having some technical difficulties lately, and I want to make sure you guys can hear me. I've got an Alabama fan. Some of us around the SEC, we call Alabama fans Gumps, but he's a good friend of mine. I really enjoyed him helping me last year, and he's been on the show several times, and everybody knows this fella as Lawtide. He's a legend. He's been doing this YouTube gig for a long time, and he's at a Greenville Green Devil football game with another legend, which turns out to be a tradition with these fellas, Big Vol Daddy up in Greenville, Tennessee. So I'm going to bring Lawtide on, and then I've got Matt Downs from Facebook going to call in. He's a big Tennessee fan, and I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what y'all think about this ball game coming up. I want to hear what y'all think the score's going to be. I just want to hear from y'all, because everybody knows that I really like turning this show over to the fans, because that's what it's all about. And I've said this several times on my show, that college football is the creme de la creme of all the sports. It's the best sport on the planet. It's better than the NFL, better than Major League Baseball, better than the NBA, better than the NASCAR, better than all the other sports put together, and it's because of the fans, and especially the fans in that SEC. Can't get any better than that. How you doing there, Lawtide? Are you on with us?
Yeah, I'm on here. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. So there's a ball game tomorrow. I don't know if you know this. You probably forgot, but I don't know. There's going to be a ball game, and we might be witnessing the first big upset, probably the biggest upset in the last 10 years. What do you think?
It might be the biggest upset in the last 20 years. Alabama, we're playing really good right now. We got a really good team. It's real strong. Tennessee, they got a first-year coach, Coach Pruitt. He's doing a real nice job up there. I just think this team that we have this year is probably one of our best. So, I'm a little biased. Tennessee might show up, punch us in the mouth for 4 quarters, and send us back to Tuscaloosa a little lost. But, if we come out and play Alabama football like we know how to play, I think we can come out with a win.
Well, I was talking about this with Pigskin Pete, and he doesn't think that this is the best team that Saban has had. But I tell you what, I've been hearing a lot on the internet, a lot of fans that watch my show. I have a lot of Alabama fans that watch me, and a lot of them are saying they think that this is all around the best team that Saban has. Definitely his best offense, I think. What do you think?
Oh, the offense is probably 10 times better than any offense we've had at Alabama. What Tua's brought in and what he's brought to our football team is, and it's something to see. As far as the defense goes, I think our defense is maybe not as good as we've been in years past. but they're still daggone good. And, you know, they're not going to let teams run up and down the field on them all night. And I think we showed that last week when we played Missouri. Missouri had been putting up a lot of points. And the whole Drew Lock to 10 points, you know, him being such a prolific passer, I thought we did a really good job last week, and hopefully it'll continue.
Well, I watched your video. It was a pretty good video, I got to say. You've been doing this a long time, but I think if you listen really, really, really close to the way you talk there, I think I heard just a little bit of nervousness. Do you think this Auburn win gives us the confidence? I've said all along, and I don't know how much of Tennessee football you've seen this year, probably more than me because I just listened to it on the radio, but I think this win against Auburn down there at the Hogwarts School of Medicine or whatever you call it down there.
Hogwarts. It's a Hogwarts School of Magic. That's what I call it.
The Hogwarts School of Magic. I think this really shows that it was a lot of our downfall was a mental block. And I think once they started seeing that they could play ball, and say what you want to about Auburn, they came into the season probably a top 10 defense. I don't know what all that, you know, how they've done since then, but I think that was a pretty good defense we went up against. Are you there? Hello. Did we drop Lawtide? Can anybody see me, hear me? Give me some ones. I think we lost Lawtide.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
I don't know what happened. They're in between these mountains over here.
Yeah.
But I think Auburn kind of lost their mojo when they got beat by LSU, and you know, it's kind of went downhill since then. I mean, you've seen a lot of you know, talking about the offense not being as good as they was, their quarterback Stennon not being as good as he was the year before. And, you know, maybe that success that they had last year when they beat us and beat Georgia, maybe that's, you know, that's caught up with them where, you know, we've kind of figured, you know, other teams have kind of figured out what they're doing. So maybe that's what it is. But I know Jeremy Pruitt knew exactly what Gus was going to run and what kind of style they play because, you know, he's coached against them for years. And, man, he had a really good game plan, and he stuck with what worked. And that's what you got to do in the SEC. You can't just go away from what you're trying to do.
Well, let's open the phone lines up. I've invested heavily. We've got the third Saturday in October is tomorrow. So call the Allied Oil and Tire Hotline. I see Brett Black's in here. He can hook you up at the Joplin location. 855-489-7623. I've seen several people call in and they drop off. I don't know if that's a problem with my call board or if they're checking out. They might be scared of you, Lawtide. What do you think? Because I told them to come get you some.
All I got to say, they're going to have to come on in here and tell me why their team's going to beat Alabama. I know it's getting closer to Saturday. I know y'all was feeling real strong in the beginning of the week, but it's getting close to Saturday now.
That's right.
You know, it's time for them chickens to come to roost, baby. Let's go get it.
Well, we're going to grab us a call. We got somebody called in from the 251. You're on with the legendary Lawtide, Alabama fan and Catfish. What you got for us?
Hey, Catfish, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, this is Andrew from the comic section.
Oh, hey, Andrew. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
So you think we have a chance against?
I'm pretty good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm all right. Oh, I just want to call in and talk about Alabama tomorrow. I think we're going to win pretty big.
Yeah.
Maybe 45.
I think we got a good shot. I think we got a good shot.
Yeah. I think Tennessee will play pretty good in the first two quarters, but Alabama will go through the second half and dominate. It'll be like 45-13, something around there.
You think Tua's going to play a lot?
I think he might play the first two quarters and maybe some of the third, but then you'll see Jalen.
Yeah, that's what I think
in the fourth quarter.
I've heard some Tennessee fans talk about they want to see Jalen instead of Tua. You know, they want to see Jalen. He hasn't done anything but put 40 points on them for the last 2 years. So, you know, I'm fine with that.
Put him in there because last 2 years, 40 points.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
me and Lawtide. Let me stop this train here for a minute. Me and Lawtide's a lot alike, and I know if he was a Tennessee fan like me, he'd feel the same way. But I want Alabama at their best. If they beat us 59-0 at their best, that's what I want. But I want to know that when we do beat these Gumps, that we beat them at the best. So bring Tua on. I want him. So we're gonna try to get this show going on the road. Are you going to the game? Where are you going to watch this game at, Andrew?
I'll watch it at my house. I got to work tomorrow. I don't get off till 1 o'clock, so I'll be off in time to watch the game. But I'll watch it on TV.
Yeah. Hey, when you called in earlier, was the calls dropping or what was happening?
Oh, I called, but I think it might have dropped or something. Because I watched it on YouTube and I kept hearing on YouTube, but I went ahead and called again.
Yeah, everybody, you can hear the show when you're on hold. I've got it set up to hear the show while you're on hold, and I keep seeing people calling in, but they're dropping. So just keep calling in, and I'll pick you up before you get to the screener. But Andrew, anyway, give me a score. What's the score? Give me a prediction.
I think Alabama wins 45-13.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that score. I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right, callers, you've heard it. They say it's calling, so if you call in, I'll pick you up, and before you go to the screener. I don't know what's happening with this call board. You pay them good money, and they drop you like that. But if you keep calling in, there's 3 or 4 or 5 numbers calling. I don't know what the problem is. But keep calling in, hit that redial button. But Andrew, I really appreciate you following me this year, and good luck to your. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to say I enjoyed the show. I've been watching it ever since you started, and you and BVD and Lawtide, I've been watching you for a while. I really enjoy the videos every week. I look forward to them, and yours too, Catfish. Even though I'm a Alabama fan, I still enjoy your show. You put out good content. And
well, I really appreciate that. It's the fans is why I keep doing this, and I know Lawtide feels the same way. The fans are the best.
I appreciate it. When I started making them videos, man, I couldn't believe the people. I mean, I would get 25 views when I first started making videos. And now that I get to, I can't believe people watch my videos. So that really means a lot to me. So thank you, Andrew. Roll Tide to you.
You're welcome. Roll Tide, man. Take it easy. See y'all later. Bye.
All right, buddy. Well, we're gonna see if we can't fix this this drop call deal, Lawtide. So tell me, who's at the game?
What'd you say? Didn't hear that.
Who is Greenville playing tonight? Are they started yet?
Oh, they're playing Grangeville. They're playing Granger. It's about an hour away from Greenville. They're not that good. They're going to take it on the chin tonight.
Well, we got a call on here, Lawtide. I'm having to grab them before they're screened. What you got for Lawtide and Catfish?
Well, this is Fishing with Tiny Bass in here. What's going on, Catfish?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's happening? I told you I'd call in one of these days.
I appreciate that. So you got a cocktail party coming up in several days. How you feel about that?
I think them Gators are going down.
Well,
I sure do. I think we're going to bounce back after that, whatever that was against LSU.
Yeah, that was a butt.
That way we can get primed up and take down Alabama in that SEC championship game, Lawtide.
Well, if we both make it, we'll see. I hope we do, because I like seeing 2 great teams go at it. I don't know what happened last week.
I want a rematch.
Oh, yeah. Come on and get it. We'll be there. Unless we mess up and get beat by LSU or something, we'll be there. But we got to worry about Tennessee,
Y'all don't be losing like last year,
Oh no, we ain't gonna lose this year, man. Auburn sure in the hell ain't gonna do it. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it'll have to be LSU if anybody's gonna beat us.
Y'all ducked out of the championship, weaseled y'all's way into the national title game.
Yeah,
But,
and then we took care of business.
Yeah, miracle play, 2nd and 27. But I give you one thing too: is one heck of a quarterback. I tell you what.
Well, he came in and showed out. I mean, that was something to see. I think Fromm's a good quarterback. I think he's struggling this year, going through that sophomore slump. But I think he's a great quarterback too. I don't know what happened to him last week. But
I can tell you what, I'm going to put a lot of the blame on us Georgia fans. We put a lot of pressure on that kid.
Yeah, that can happen.
Fields is one heck of a quarterback. I was at the spring game. I watched both of them. Fields shined, and it's probably one of the worst things that could have happened because now a lot of these Georgia fans, I like them both. I like Fromm. I like Fields. I wish they would utilize Fields more than they have been, but I like Fromm, but I think a lot of these Georgia fans, they've put a whole lot of pressure on Fromm, and because everybody talking about, put two in, or not two, but what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fields in. But yeah,
I haven't really seen Fields throw the daggone ball, though. I hadn't seen him throw the ball all year. All they do is bring it in there and let him hand it off.
That's why I said I wish they would utilize him better. In that spring game, he lit them up. I don't know if you was able to watch the spring game, but Fields has got an arm. He can light them up. And I wish they'd utilize him more, and, it's the same situation, y'all have over there with Tua and Hurts, except, Tua is by far a better quarterback than Hurts. I mean, Hurts got y'all some good wins and stuff, and I have seen Hurts has improved. He has improved in some of his passing game that I've watched so far this year.
Right.
My question is, how hurt is Tua right now?
Well, he's got a sprained knee. I think he was on Van Pelt's show on Monday Night Football, and he was talking, and he said his knee was better than it was last week. He just got a little sprain. I mean, we're a little nicked up. I mean, this will be our 8th straight week of football, so we're getting our bye week after we play Tennessee.
Yeah.
And that'll get us healed up when we go play LSU, because we got LSU after.
Yeah, so you can say your bye's right before LSU, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we always
we got a bye when we needed it. We got a bye when we needed it. We was dinged up, and we needed this bye this week. We had, I don't know if you have found out, but our offensive line, we've not started a game this year that's not had some form of different setup on our offensive line.
Yeah. Yeah, and that could be tough on the team, too, with their continuity and getting out there and gelling. I mean, if your offensive line ain't used to playing with each other. I mean, that's one thing I've always seen.
We stole one away from Tennessee and Catfish there. Our offensive lineman.
Cade Mays. Yeah, Cade Mays.
Yeah, Cade. Yeah. He's been playing. He started out, when Andrew Thomas got hurt, playing over on the one side, and then now that Solomon McKinley hurt, he's playing over there on that side. So
he's just putting him everywhere. Well, he's getting experience all over the line, though. That's good. Him just being a freshman, you can't beat that experience. Saban's done that, a little bit with Leatherwood, Luther Leatherwood. He's been playing guard, but he's really a tackle. So, I mean, that's just something that I don't know. Maybe maybe Kirby and Coach Saban have in common. Just trying different combinations of your line. Which one's going to be dominant for you? Which one's going to get you to the championship? That's what it's all about. Your front seven's the ones win your championships. I mean, your skill positions, they gonna score for you, but if you ain't got nobody blocking and you ain't got nobody up there can tackle nobody, you gonna have a rough time in the SEC, and that's just the way it is.
Games won in the trenches, especially in the SEC. What you got, buddy?
My brother, I hate to say this, but at one point I was going to be pulling for Tennessee this week, but then I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I just can't do it. I was like, I can't let Jeremy Pruitt be the first coach in Saban's thing to knock out Saban. It's got to be Kirby. So I can't let Pruitt do in a Saban tree and be the first one. Kirby's got to be the one.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I hope it's Pruitt. But I appreciate it, Tiny. I've got a stack of calls, and Pigskin, I'm going to call you. You don't call me, so you keep your phone right by your side there. I've got our guest waiting on hold, and Tiny, I appreciate it, and I hope everything's good for you with that hurricane that come through Florida. I heard it went your way. Are you okay?
I got evacuated just in time. I'm up in North Georgia with my wife's family. We left about 5 o'clock in the morning before it came, right before they closed the bridges down, because where we was at was on the island, and they was going to close all 3 bridges. So we got off right before they closed the bridges down, and we're up in North Georgia. But we will be heading back probably the first of this week to see what kind of damages we all took. But from what my neighbors had said, our place didn't take a whole lot. We got lucky and blessed, where we was, but a lot of our friends and a lot of our, people, even our church that we attend, was all just leveled. So it's going to be a big undertaking and a big rebuilding. So y'all just be praying for our community and pray for my mother. Man, you talked, she's been battling cancer. Well, they had to put her back in the hospital today. So she's back at the cancer center in Gainesville. So y'all just keep her in your prayers. She's still battling it. It's been about 6 months now. I appreciate everything, Catfishing. I told you one of these days when I was able to catch you on here, I'd call in to do the live show, and I'm sitting in the parking lot here in North Georgia, and I seen your notification come up.
Awesome.
So I thought, well, my wife's in the store, so I'm going to call in and give a talk with Catfish.
Well, I appreciate it,
It was
buddy.
nice talking to you, Lawtide. It was nice meeting you.
Yep.
It's Fishing with Tiny Bassin on YouTube.
Check him out.
Instagram, Tiny Bassin. So you give me
I'll
a
check
holler.
you out.
And,
I'll check you out, brother.
I appreciate it. I do a lot of fishing stuff. I ain't did it in a while because of my mother, but I'll be getting back at it. And pretty soon, Catfish has talked me into probably doing some Georgia stuff. So.
All right, good deal.
Well, good deal, brother.
All right, well, good game this weekend, guys. We're off, so I'll be tuning in. Best team wins, and we'll be waiting for whoever. And we'll be hopefully seeing y'all, Alabama, come the championship. So,
yeah, y'all, it'll be nice. Y'all just have that trophy ready. We're ready to take it back home with us.
All right, buddy.
It's going to be a fight. I doubt. We're not going to let.
All right, we've got a guest on, and I know Lawtide don't have long, but we've got a guest on, and I hope I picked up the right line. Is this Matt?
Hey, Catfish, what's going on? It's Matt.
How are you doing, buddy? I'm sorry I took so long. We got some callers stacking up on us. We got a big game tomorrow. I don't know if you know that or not, but it's a huge, huge game. What do you think about it?
Oh, this game tomorrow is huge. It's a game that's going to define how good Tennessee has come in the last few years. Coach Pruitt has really done a lot. Like you and I have talked, he's done a lot to get these boys ready. You can tell from after the Florida debacle up to now and the win over Auburn, the key for tomorrow is can we carry the momentum through the Alabama game for the last 5 games of the year. So it's huge tomorrow. So it's a game that Tennessee needs to stay in it throughout the whole time.
Before we go any further, I want you to tell everybody who you are and who you represent, because I told you I wanted you to represent your Facebook stuff, and tell everybody where they can go find you.
All right, so I'm Matt Downs. I'm part of Vols Sports Network on Facebook. We are a Vol Facebook page. We've been going on since February. It's myself and another staff of guys, 8 guys. We do lives throughout the week, and we talk. We talk a lot like you would when you'd be at home watching a game. I'll be honest that sometimes it's PG, sometimes it's PG-13, sometimes it's rated R. So I mean that's the fun of it. We get a little wild, get a little crazy. We do ticket giveaways. You know, Travis Hamilton, Brian Johnson, those two guys, you know, they've been a part of other groups and decided let's build a page just specifically for Tennessee athletics for Facebook as a fan group, not just for football, but we cover basketball. I cover baseball for the page. And we do a lot of stuff like that. So we have halftime shows, pregame shows, postgame shows. They're fun. You know, sometimes when you're watching, you're like, these guys what are they saying? But it's true because we speak just how we feel. We don't like to sugarcoat it, but we're honest. We're friendly with you as well. So it's a fun time to watch us. And on Facebook, just go to Vols Sports Network, look it up. You'll find us. And we've got 10,000 followers now. So
wow,
it's huge. It's grown in the past 8 months, and it's really taken off pretty well.
Well, let's grab a call before Lawtide has to go to his game there. He's with BVD. Do you know who Lawtide is, Matt?
Yeah, I've heard of BVD talking about him and other stuff too. So I'm familiar.
All right, well, let's get this caller on with us. See if I can unmute him. You're on with Catfish, Matt Dowds with the Vol Sports Network, and the legendary Lawtide. What you got for us?
Hold on for a sec. Okay. Okay. So you think Tennessee might win tomorrow?
I'll let you handle this one, Matt, since you're my guest. Talk to him.
I honestly, you know, we as a staff have talked about this all week. You know, there's some pros and cons to the game tomorrow for Tennessee to win. There's a lot of keys for Tennessee to win. Personally, in my opinion, I don't think Tennessee wins this game tomorrow. I think it's a game that's going to be, depending on how Tennessee plays, is the outcome. Tennessee's got to be able to try and keep the game close in the first half and then go to the second half with a chance to win it. Now, I'm not saying Alabama's completely going to win the game, but I really do think this is a game that Tennessee could shock the world. And if we do, that puts Tennessee back on the map. But as always, you've got that little bit of hope, and it's going to happen. And Alabama's going down at some point. The streak's going to end, so why not tomorrow?
I'm gonna give. Hold on, caller. I know Lawtide. I've known Lawtide for a little while. I know he's over there itching, and he wants to answer this guy. Tell him what you think about what Matt said there, Lawtide.
Well, I can see us having a close game, but I just don't see how Tennessee's defense is going to hang with our offense. I mean, giving up a lot of points, especially to Will Greer first game. I thought you played decent in the second game, but then you had the Florida debacle, all those turnovers. You don't really know how Tennessee would have did if they didn't turn the ball over as much as they did. The Georgia game, a lot better. That was I thought they both Tennessee bowled up, played Georgia tough, and I think really they kind of showed some weakness in Georgia in that football game, and I think LSU saw that and they took advantage of it. Of course, last week, Auburn, hey, I don't ever have a problem with Auburn getting beat. I want them to get beat every week. So, Auburn coming in, they've been having, problems. I mean, talking about Gus, whatever, but y'all came in there, y'all stayed focused, and y'all got that W. So I expect y'all to come out and play tough. I mean, this is going to be a tough, game, but, I think we got too many horses. I think we got a lot more horses, a lot more talent, and a lot more size on the line and in the trenches. And I think that's what's going to win this football game. Tennessee will be the first team we played all year that actually huddles up. We can actually play our base defense. I mean, we hadn't done that all year. So I'm looking how that works out, because the offense, the style that Tennessee runs is pretty much the same style that LSU runs. they're gonna huddle up too. So it'll be a good test for us. It'll be a good test for us. But as far as what Tennessee's got to do to win, Alabama just can't get on the bus and show up. That's how I feel about it. I feel like Alabama is this year is one of the best teams that Nick Saban's ever had with the talent and the depth that we got on offense. I know we're lacking a little bit on defense, but they're coming along. It's Nick Saban coach defense. So I just think it's going to be a good game, mate. Just like Matt said, first half. But once the second half comes, and that pressure that Alabama puts on you, it's I think we can win by at least two or three touchdowns. So that's just my opinion.
And Tua's out, so that's a good chance for you guys to win tomorrow. Because the quarterback for Alabama is out. Well,
they said he's going to play, but Jalen Hurts has done a really good job against Tennessee in the last few years. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that I'm looking to see how much Tua is going to play. But I think I think we're fine with our backup quarterback. I think we got the best backup quarterback in the country. That's just how I feel about it. I'm really not worried about it.
He's got a pretty good record.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
They picked Alabama to beat you guys by 28 points. I don't think that's going to happen.
That is a high. That's a high number. 28 points. And we're beat up. So I'd probably stay. I'd probably take points and take Tennessee, just because of that.
Yeah.
But if Tua comes out and he's hot like he has been, I don't see why he couldn't score put more than 28 on Tennessee, because, what he's done in the first half is video games numbers. It's like he's out there playing against, ghosts or something. Everybody's wide open, 60, 70-yard touchdowns every time. He just he gets back there and says, hey, watch this. That's just what I like about him.
I know this is not involved with Tennessee or anything, but who do you think might win tomorrow between Auburn and Ole Miss?
I think Ole Miss has got a good shot. They got problems down there at Auburn. I think if they had the money to buy out Gus Malzahn and didn't get him that big pay raise, they'd probably done fired him.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
And another good game is Memphis going to Missouri.
Yeah, that'll be a good game. Yeah, I think Memphis might beat Missouri. Memphis ain't bad this year, and Missouri coming off that loss last week. We leaned on them boys last week.
Memphis should beat Central Florida last week.
Yeah, they should have. That was a really good game.
Well, caller and Lawtide BVD texted, said you had to go at 7:30, and so I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna let this caller go, and I'm gonna hang out with Matt, and I'm gonna get Pigskin Pete on the line. And
okay, can I give my score prediction?
Yeah, let me hear it. Now, wait. Only if you're on here at the end of the game. If Tennessee wins, you need to be calling me, Lawtide, because I'm gonna be puffing on that cigar.
Well, I'll have to make my crow video first. if y'all beat us, I have to make my crow video for
you have to do that.
I don't do that. But
what's
I ain't made a crow video since last year. I think Alabama wins this game 45-10.
I'm writing that down, Lawtide.
Write it down.
Okay,
what's
Jason.
that, 35 points? That's covering. Yeah. That's covering, ain't it?
That's covering.
Well, I'll take it. Hey, thanks for having me on. I'm fixing to go out here and watch these Green Devils beat up on Granger. Hang out with BVD. We're going to be at the game tomorrow. If y'all see us in the street, yell Roadshow to go Vols. We're going to have a good time. We're friendly, but y'all better be nice to us. Y'all have a good one. Third Saturday in October. It don't get no better. It's pageantry. It's what it's all about. And meet us at the 50, Smokey. We'll be there. You have a good one, Catfish. Thanks for letting me on your show, brother.
All right, buddy.
We'll see.
Well, Matt, you got a minute or two. Do you need to go?
I'm good for the next 20 minutes, man. I'm good for the next 20.
All right, I'm gonna get a call on here. I guess they're having trouble calling in. I don't know what the problem is. So I'm gonna have to do a direct call, and I'm gonna get Pigskin Pete on here, and he wanted to call in. So let me get him on.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Pigskin, I've got Matt Downs with the Vols Sports Network. What did you have for us? I'm sorry, I don't know what happened with my call board today. It looks like it's going haywire. What'd you have for us?
I need to be like a Lance. You need a warm line, like Lance and Jasper, to call into the Paul Feinbaum show over there. Maybe getting too popular.
Yeah, the phone lines are pretty hopping. They'd come on and they'd drop, and they'd come on and drop. I had like 15 different numbers calling. I don't know what happened.
Well, I wanted to talk to Lawtide because I had a couple questions for him, but I understand he had to go, which is fine. So, I mean, I can wing it. I'm good at winging it. I do that every time I get on YouTube. That's all I do is wing it. So if I don't get to ask my questions to Lawtide like I wanted to do, I mean, the only thing else I need to talk about is Clemson. Because according to the experts, according to the NC State fans, which I haven't met one my entire life, but they're all coming out of the woodwork this week. They come out of the woodwork every single week when they play Clemson because that's their biggest – that's their Super Bowl, you know. Mm-hmm. And they think that they're going to win tomorrow. And not only do they think they're going to win tomorrow, they think they're going to win the ACC and go to the damn college football playoff. Can you believe this? No, I mean, I'm not even kidding. It. I'm not even making this up. They really believe it.
I don't believe it. Where are you hearing this at? Who's saying this?
Well, it's the evil guy who created Twitter. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know that Bill Gates created Microsoft, and I know that nerd from Harvard created Facebook. I don't know who the guy that created Twitter was, but he's just as much of an evil son of a bitch as the rest of them. And Twitter is where I'm hearing this. Huh. I've been contacted by more NC State fans in the past 24 hours than I have seen on the street or even at a football game in the past 10 years. And listen, here's the thing. I've been giving NC State their due since the offseason. I've been saying that NC State is the best team that Clemson will face all year. They've got an NFL quarterback. They've got a group of great wide receivers. Obviously, everybody knows that the ACC is down right now. Florida State's a dumpster fire. Louisville can't win a game against nobody's state. Miami is losing to Virginia. So it's Clemson and everybody else, right? But for some reason, NC State fans think that just because the rest of the ACC is down right now, that somehow they're better than Clemson. Now, NC State hasn't won a game against Clemson in like 7 years straight. They had one game a couple of years ago where they were a field goal within beating us, and now they think that they're somehow on our level. And my days of giving NC State their credit are long and gone. I'm done with them. I hope that Clemson tomorrow shows the rest of the country and NC State fans, for the most part, who the real big dog in the ACC is, because there is only one big dog in the ACC, and they have a tiger paw on their helmet. I hope they blow them out 50-0. I'm so irritated with them. If you can't tell, I can't even contain myself.
Well, I want you to hang on for a few minutes in the background. Matt's only got a few minutes with us. I wanted to ask him a couple questions about the ball game. Matt, it's pretty obvious there's a talent deficiency with Tennessee when we're compared to Alabama. But where do you think that there's a chink in Alabama's armor that we can exploit? Is there any that you can see or anything that we can do to at least be competitive tomorrow?
I don't really see any kink in Alabama. Possibly, maybe Tennessee needs to come out in different formation looks Bama hasn't seen to kind of throw them off a little bit. Maybe some different player personnel packages on offense. Tennessee hasn't really ran very much. I know we did a little bit of that against Auburn. The main thing, though, honestly, I think Tennessee needs to do for tomorrow to kind of counter what Alabama does is
Hey, Catfish, give me a call.
Go ahead.
The only thing that I can really see is the Pruitt factor. Pruitt knows what Saban does. Saban knows what Pruitt wants to do. It's just who does it better tomorrow. Yeah. And I think, Pruitt and the staff can't be on the sideline playing. But if they could put the guys in the right spot it comes down to man on man, and if you can beat your man for that play, good things happen for tomorrow. That's the main key tomorrow for Tennessee, is be in the right spot at the right time to make a play, and if you make it, you beat them. If you don't, you lose. So that's the main key for tomorrow.
Well, I've been telling everybody I like what Pruitt has been doing for our team. He caught a lot of flack early in the season when he's kicking whiteboards, and probably should have been kicking some coaches. But BVD and I talked about this. I just think they call that emotion. What are you seeing in Pruitt that makes you feel good about this team moving forward, more so into next year than the rest of this season?
What I see in Pruitt is that old school mentality of getting into players' faces when it needs to happen, because he's done that this year. In the past with Butch Jones, like I told you before, he wants the players to take ownership of their mistakes and learn from them. And I think that's the factor of Pruitt that helped these guys realize on the X's and O's of football, where, a 5-yard penalty that Tennessee would get, Butch would yell at the official and not get after the player. I see that. I see recruiting is a big thing with Coach Pruitt. He's got a good class coming in next year. The help, that's going to take some time. It's all about getting the right guys who you want, and that's what Pruitt can do. He knows how to get players. He's been around the business for so long. He knows what he wants, and if you can get the players to buy into what he's preaching, you can get these 18 to 21-year-olds convinced that you can win with Pruitt. And kicking a whiteboard, I have no problem with it. Or getting in players' face, that's the way that you have to get these kids nowadays. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing. So I see that with Pruitt. I see Pruitt really teaching X's and O's, technique, stuff like that. With his staff, they're all about that as well. And the other part about it, too, is them taking pride in who they are. This team is really the last 2 years since the November of 16. They haven't had no swagger. They haven't had no, excitement going on. And Pruitt's bringing that back and getting them excited. So that's the big things that I see about Pruitt turning this program around.
Well, I know you follow the team probably a lot closer as far as the day-to-day and all the news, but me and you have talked about this, about the consistency of the offensive line. I really think that's been a problem for us for a few years now. Do you see that coming together anytime soon? Are we recruiting? Are we getting some coaching changing? Do you see that coming together?
I see it coming together. Still now, Tennessee's still kind of struggling to put consistent run plays together. You can look all year, Tennessee can get an 8-yard run, and then we try to run it again, and we get negative 3 yards out of it. Our O-line has to stay consistent. Granted, the first 3-4 games of the year, everybody's saying, well, these guys haven't played together, which was true. A new coach, offensive line coach, when you have a revolving door of an O-line coach, it really leaves the players in a limbo. But when you get a guy like Coach Friend, the O-line coach, that is going to be at UT for a while, and he's got that old-school mentality. And I've actually interviewed Jerome Carvin, who's a starting freshman for UT, and he said you can see the change with the O-line coach. The players are taking on his personality, the meanness, the toughness, the physical part of it, they get from him. So that's the key for Tennessee's O-line is everybody stick together. Can't have any mixed matching of a flipping starting lineup every week. Got to have guys in there every week playing together, 5 guys to really gel and come together, and they're getting better. I just think that we'll really see that toward November when we get into that part of the season.
Well, I tell you what, I really appreciate you coming on. I've got a ton of calls stacked up, and tell everybody again where they can find you, and I really appreciate it. I know you have to run, but before you go, give me a prediction and tell everybody, where on Facebook to look.
Go on Facebook. Go in the search, type in Vols Sports Network. You'll see it. It's a gray background with the orange T with the VSPN kind of written in it. You'll see that. We're also on Twitter at VSPN Tweets. So go follow us there as well. We're fun. We talk like you would at watching the game at home. It's a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, we just don't cover football. Football is our main thing. We'll do basketball when basketball rolls around. I do baseball for the page and everything like that. And it's a lot of fun. We'll get, 50 people in a live at 50 people at pregame and a couple hundred at halftime and after the game to watch. And we're just real. We're honest. We tell you what we think, and, you can agree or disagree. And so that's the main thing of our page. That's where our page is built on. Also, we do ticket giveaways. We're going to do some more ticket giveaways for the rest of the home games going on. Stay tuned to that. And my score prediction for tomorrow, Alabama 38, Tennessee 24. I think Tennessee can keep it within that 14 points. But, as a Vol homer, I'll look at it this way. Tennessee wins it like we did in 95, 41-14. So I can see it be a close game, or I can see Alabama being a blowout. But, as we always say, we're from Tennessee, so
yeah,
that's us. And we don't give a damn about the whole state of Alabama. We're
that's
from Tennessee.
Right.
So
that's right.
See you guys tomorrow at 3:30. So beat Bama. See y'all later. Thanks, Catfish, for bringing me on, man. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
All right, man.
Well, everybody, that was Matt Downs. Y'all need to go check him out. And we've got a caller on hold. I've got him on mute because my calls are dropping. But you're on with Pigskin Pete and Catfish. What you got? Sorry you had to wait so long.
This is Couch Coach. How you doing, sir?
Oh, my goodness. Couch Coach. I was just fixing to call Delusional Paul because things was getting boring. But you've kind of livened it up. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. I'm on the road. I've been driving all week, man. It's been a crazy, crazy week. Hopefully you guys can hear me well.
Yeah. What you got?
Just calling in, man. Just wanted to touch base. I've been hearing all the talk and the games and all this other kind of stuff, and I'm on the road. I'm actually going to Augusta right now, so I just wanted to touch base and see how you guys are feeling about this weekend and all that.
Well, I want to ask you, do you think we have a chance?
Against Alabama?
Yeah.
No. No. I mean, you'll cover the line. You'll cover that 28 or 29 or whatever, but you won't beat them. I mean, Alabama's like a semi-pro team right now, man.
That's true. Speaking of the line, we've been on fire lately, haven't we?
Well, you have. I'm about 50% straight up. I'm pretty good, but you're like 14-4 against the spreads this year, sir. So that's not too shabby.
I sure wished I was putting some money on my picks. I'd be able to buy me a brand new truck that looked like a Mercedes or a Rolls Royce or something. But yeah, we've been doing pretty good. You've been doing pretty good in spurts, but I don't know. What do you think about the LSU Mississippi State game coming up?
Yeah, I think obviously LSU beat the snot out of my team last weekend. That was what it was, and honestly, I'm kind of glad it happened, to tell you the truth. We're a young team, and we just been playing really badly, and I'm like, you know what? If you guys are going to keep playing this way, you're going to get your brains beat out, and that's what happened. So we got 2 weeks to think about it and get ready for Florida. But as far as LSU goes, I mean, that's a weird game. I mean, Mississippi State and LSU, that's a different kind of animal there. I mean, and those teams typically match up pretty well last few years. And so, what's the spread? Is it 7.5 or something?
I don't remember. You're supposed to know all the spreads. I don't have any idea.
I think it's something like that. So I think see, what I'm trying to gauge with this LSU team is if they can keep the momentum going, And I think that knowing that they have to play Alabama in a couple of weeks, I think that they're just going to keep that going. I think they already had their one screw up against Florida, kind of looking ahead. So I just have a hard time seeing them doing that again. So I think LSU takes care of business. Well,
these Florida fans, they've been chirping the last few days, haven't they?
Yeah. They like to, they think that they're back in the '90s with Felipe Franks as their quarterback or whatever. I mean, they got down 21-3 to Vanderbilt. So, hey, all I can say is, hey, bring that cockiness to Jacksonville. You get down 21-3 to us, and it's over. So, I kind of like the fact that Georgia at least has to, we got our butts whooped, and it's like, okay, now we can't screw up anymore. And I hope that Kirby's making these next 2 weeks really miserable for him, because quite honestly, that was a really poor effort and a really poor coaching job. So it's not going to be a fun couple of weeks in Athens. And I think that if I have to choose between the two, with a team that thinks they're better than they are versus a team that's actually have to prove themselves again, I would be in Georgia's situation. But I think it's going to be a tough game in Jacksonville. I mean, I think Florida is going to be a tougher out than we thought. I mean, they always have talent. It's just an issue of, how they kind of play up and down. So we'll see what Georgia does. But they're a young team this year. They just got to grow up and play better. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Catfish, can I ask Couch Coach a question?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Couch Coach? How you doing, man? And
good, man.
I just want to get your opinion because the Georgia fan base seems to be awfully split on the quarterback situation. Where do you stand on that?
Man, here's the thing. It's just if you're going to have Jake Fromm in there, you got to run the offense the way he can do it. And an offensive coordinator at this point has to just know what he can do. And the running game is the central component of what we will always do. And the thing that people don't understand is they want to put Justin Fields in there. And I'm like, look, we don't have a Trevor Lawrence back there. It's not going to be like he's going to get in there and be a terrific pocket passer. But if you're going to play Fields, you got to put him in for certain series. So I just think Chaney and all that group's just handling it very poorly. I think eventually Fields is the guy. But right now, I mean, it's like Tebow, all those guys have worked their way into the lineup. So I think at some point you got to work them in, you got to develop them, you got to get them meaningful game reps. But I have a hard time pulling the trigger on him just yet because, again, he's young. We got a young defense, and so there's just a lot of kind of components there. We have to think chess, not checkers, on some of that stuff.
Right, I got you. So you're not for them making a starter change?
No, I think that's knee jerk right now. I mean, I think Georgia. But here's the deal: if you play Fromm, you have to do what Fromm does, which is that power run game, play action pass. He's not going to spread you out and play that kind of game. I mean, that's just we tried to do that with LSU and we got behind the sticks with him, and that's just not going to work. I mean, I think that we got away from that run game too soon, and I mean, I would love for Fromm to take it to the next level. I just don't think he will. I think that what you have with him is what you have. And I think Georgia can be successful with it, but I think, are we going to beat Alabama playing that kind of ball? Probably not, but we're probably not going to beat them this year anyway. So might as well just play good fundamental football and see kind of where that takes you.
I got you. All right, thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right, Couch Coach, I'm going to get Delusional Paul on the line. I appreciate you calling in, and we'll get back on track with doing these picks next week.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. You want to bring him on, Pete? I'm going to let you go at him first. I'm going to let you soften him up a minute because I know he's going to be chirping, and then I'll go in for the haymaker. Is that all right?
Who, Delusional Paul?
Yeah. He's been trying to call.
So go ahead, bring him on.
Let's put it on him here.
Yeah.
Now he probably chicken out now that he knows we got a game plan.
What's up, Bobby?
What's up, my man? Please listen to me.
Hey,
Wait. Here's the rules. I don't mind you calling in. Me and you are buddies, but this is kind of like the Gong Show. If I get 3 gongs in the comment section, I'm dropping you. So you got to be sharp. Don't get delusional on me. I put the reins on the delusion because you know what? Clemson had a tougher opponent last week than Ohio State. Minnesota would have been 21-point underdogs to Rice, and Clemson had a bye week. So I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let Pigskin answer you and go at you, and then I'm gonna come in after that. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, let's talk about some of these idiots in the comment section. because people are accusing me of not being an Ohio State fan and liking Georgia. And what makes me laugh so
You're a
hard
two-teamer.
is Uncle Lou. Listen, Uncle Lou's the top one of these. If any of these characters actually go back and watch my videos, I'm completely trolling Georgia. That's not, unless you know who I am now. Go back and watch those videos. I'm completely trolling Georgia, just like I have a video where I'm an Alabama fan. I'm trolling Alabama. It cracks me up that these people don't get the troll job. I thought it was pretty clever.
Hey, let me step in here because I wanted to defend Paul. I wanted to defend Paul because I get people coming on my channel saying the same thing about Paul, is that he's actually a Georgia fan. He's not an Ohio State fan. Paul's an Ohio State fan. Everybody stop it. Stop it.
Thank you, Pete.
He's right. He's trolling you guys, and the fact that they don't understand that blows my mind. Now,
it makes me
but
laugh
you are an
so
Ohio
hard.
State fan.
Listen, I can handle you guys for hating on me for thinking the Big Ten's elite and Ohio State's going to win a national championship. But these characters that accuse me of being a two-teamer when I made a troll video makes them look like absolute idiots. I just need to get that off my chest.
Hey, I'm backing you up on that, man. I'm backing you up on that.
Thank you, Pigskin Pete. And the big news, Bobby, I'm sure everybody is already aware of it, but Nick Bosa withdrew, and he's going to just go ahead and heal up and get ready for the NFL. That was a devastating blow. Any chance Ohio State did have of beating Alabama, I'm starting to get a little skeptical now. That window might have closed with his departure because we needed him to come back healthy and be able to, not have to blitz and just have Nick Bosa and Chase Young rush up front, which was our strength. And now that he's out, our defense is subpar. The only thing that's keeping us relevant is we have an explosive offense when they're clicking. So, as an Ohio State fan, I'm a little nervous. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah. So Nick Bosa, great player. Generational player for Ohio State. Will go in the first round for sure. But he's not a run stopper, sir. Minnesota ran the ball down your throat for 3.5 quarters. How are you going to explain that? Nick Bosa wasn't going to stop that.
Well, I think part of that, Ohio State just didn't play well that game, and they're not as good. I mean, their defense hasn't been good all year, Pete. Their defense is not good right now. Yeah. I don't have anything to defend. Their defense is not good right now, but their offense, you have Mike Weber and Dobbins, and Haskins is a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate, and the offensive line was atrocious last week, but they've been playing better this year. So I'm just saying they can win a shootout in the college football playoff and get a couple timely turnovers, and they could still win a national championship. But this is not Ohio State defense that we're used to seeing.
Yeah. So before Catfish jumps in here, I just want to say this. So if you'd asked me 3 weeks ago, would Purdue have a chance against Ohio State, I would have told you you were crazy. Right now, I'm not so sure. I mean, are you a little bit worried about an upset this weekend? Having to travel to Purdue?
What makes me so mad is Ohio State gets all these nighttime road games, which I mean, we had TCU at night, we had Penn State at night, we have Purdue at night. These are the ABC 7:30 p.m. primetime games. But in college football, when you have a night game, people are tailgating all the time. That crowd gets so rowdy and hyped up, and it's harder to recover on Sunday because you don't get to bed till really late, and then Sunday's awkward. And Urban Meyer's furious about this, but it is all about the money. And, I mean, they will be on ABC tomorrow night. I'll be doing my good old live stream for my Buckeyes, and I like them being on national TV as a fan, but it is tough when you have 3 road games that are all ABC primetimers that are all on the road. So I am nervous that they'll get upset. But to be honest, right now, I don't know how in the world we're going to beat Michigan. Michigan's playing way better than us right now.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was about to say.
Right now, I'm real skeptical about my Buckeyes winning national championship, even though that was my prediction. That was with Nick Bosa, our leader and best player in the lineup. So we'll see how they respond tomorrow. And if they lose, I'm going to be happy because I want to see it just implode, and I want to see Urban Meyer fired. I can't stand him as the head coach of my favorite teams.
Wow. So you're worried about your team and you want Urban Meyer fired, I'm going to start.
Well,
I'm going to stop.
I've been saying
I'm going to stop calling you delusional Paul because you're sounding very.
Yeah, you're making me look bad for calling you delusional Paul. Jeez. I've got a question for you. Do you think Michigan State has a chance tomorrow?
Oh yeah, Mark D'Antonio is a great coach. Michigan State is still is super confusing to me because they basically have the same team they had last year, which was a pretty good team. You never count Mark D'Antonio out at all in that big rivalry game. I think Michigan's a better team. Go ahead.
I'm calling it right now. Michigan State's beating Michigan tomorrow.
Wow.
Well, where's it at?
That's my bold prediction.
Where's the game at? Isn't it at the big house?
East Lansing. It's a noon game on Fox Sports 1, and it should be interesting. Those noon games always are a little weird to me.
Well, Paul, just so you know, they're in the comments section, and me and Pete are kind of laying off of you. You're not as delusional as a cat lady or anything like that. I see Lorraine Fairchild in here. She's a delusional cat lady. You're not quite that bad, but there's still some people said that you're still delusional. I don't think you're delusional as what I thought you was coming into this phone call.
These people listen to your show. You think Tennessee is going to beat Alabama, twirling your little cigar, and they're cheering you on, and then they have the audacity to tell me that I'm delusional when the videos that they're claiming I'm delusional with are complete troll jobs. I'm completely making fun of Georgia fans, and they think I'm a Georgia fan. I mean, it just cracks me up. I do live in Georgia, and the one video that had 370,000 views, I was at my friend's Georgia watch party. They're all Georgia fans, and I just had my video camera out, so I taped them cheering, which I don't know how that makes me a Georgia fan.
Hey, Catfish, he just said that your cigar was delusional.
No, it's not delusional. Hey, I paid like $10 for this thing the other day. I wanted to go all out on this thing, but I'm going to give you a chance, Paul, because I like you. You know, if you don't want to be called a two-tamer, do you renounce Clemson and Georgia and Alabama fandom, and you're 100% for the record an Ohio State fan? Yay or nay?
Well, let me say this about
Clemson.
Don't do like Donald. Don't do like Donald Trump with the KKK. Now denounce them. Denounce Clemson. Listen.
Here we go.
We're not bringing Donald J. Trump into this. My sister's Clemson alumni. My friends on staff with the Clemson Radio Network. All my cousins went to Clemson. I was a Clemson fan since I was a kid. Now, if Clemson plays Ohio State, which they have 3 times and they lost 3 times, Clemson has their number. Woody Hayes punched the guy, got fired. I'm going to cheer for Ohio State every time in that game. As for SEC, I have no favorite team in the SEC. Those are complete troll jobs. I think the SEC is overrated. So I'm an Ohio State fan that respects Clemson, and I love Dabo Swinney. I would much rather have him as the coach of my Buckeyes than Urban Meyer.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I still think there's a glimmer in his eye for Clemson.
There's nothing. I like Clemson. They're not my team. Ohio State's my team, but I can respect and like Clemson and cheer for them. They're in a completely different conference. And I like Bobby Durkin. I like Pigskin Pete. Heck, I even like Tiger Nation.
Me too.
Sometimes.
Me too.
They got good fans.
Yeah.
I'm not delusional. I'm honest. And
hey, you weren't honest about a month ago. No. When you were talking about the Big Ten better than SEC. You weren't honest back then. You may have thought you were honest, but it wasn't the truth. So I got to correct you there.
Bosa. Let me put one last. This is my last thing. Okay, I'm in Kentucky right now in the hotel. I'm up here in Kentucky.
You're not a Kentucky fan, are you? Oh my God.
No, I'm here on business. So if Nick Bosa was on Ohio State, I honestly think Ohio State would have, walked through the playoff and won the title. So that's where that prediction was coming from. But I still think they have a chance. If they can somehow survive these trap games, beat Michigan, I think they'll beat Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship. And anything can happen, especially when you got this much of an explosive offense. I'm not counting the Buckeyes out to win it all and for the Big Ten to be national champions. So I'm sticking to that. I'm not denouncing that.
All right, Paul. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Don't go Buckeyes on this show.
Listen, Pete, congratulations in advance. Our brother Pete's about to hit 1K. I'm excited for you, so congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's right.
Should be any day now. Yeah, man. All right.
Everybody in this comments, anybody watching this, I forgot to mention that. I'd forgotten it. For some reason, I thought you'd already hit it. Pigskin Pete, we started within a week or two of each other. He's got some great content. Great guy. We talk behind the scenes. And I need you all to go sub him up. And tell all your friends to go sub him up. Take all your troll accounts, because I know some of you have troll accounts, and go sub it up. Go sub him up. Let's get him over 1,000.
Yeah, and tell your wives to tell their girlfriends, and tell them to tell their boyfriends and all their kids, and even your barber too if you get a haircut today.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, I appreciate both of you. I've got to get to West Memphis, Arkansas, the beautiful city of West Memphis. And anybody that's been to West Memphis is laughing their ass off right now. But anyway, I've got to go. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, all the callers. Thank you, Pigskin. Thank you, Matt and Lawtide. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to go through it and give shout-outs. I haven't done that in a while. And I tell you what, Tim Forston won a Volunteer Roadshow t-shirt, and I don't know, some of y'all have seen him on my show. I think I've got one here. He had the best meme on my Facebook page, and I said the one that got the most votes would win. Look what I got. Volunteer Roadshow t-shirts. I've got a bunch of them. And so Tim Forston, I think I seen him in here earlier. He's also Perfection Valley. I'll be getting with you, buddy, and sending you out one. But anyway, Joshua Simmons is in the house. Herbert Bradford, T.N. Volver Reagan is in here. Squidtard, y'all go check him out. He's got some crazy videos. Who else is in here? Let's see. Gunner's in here. I see Roll Tide 24. He's in here. SEC Dog. A lot of these guys probably dropped off. Matt 7397. Sooner Ace is in here. John Neal's in here. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get off of here. Y'all know what's coming next. What's coming next is I'm going to be firing this thing up tomorrow about 7:30. So thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. We're going to a bowl game, and we're kicking Alabama's butt tomorrow. I promise you that.